Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So in the previous tutorials, I taught you guys how we can go ahead and gain access of the target machine through Meterpreter and using own command prompt. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you as to how we can go ahead and start the Meterpreter, and then I will go ahead and convert that into command prompt and then again go back to our normal meterpreter. And I will also be teaching you how we can go ahead. Normally we have the administrator's access, or whichever person is running over there, we have that person's access. But even after that, how we can go ahead and gain the system access, and we can go ahead and modify the files. How we can go ahead and bypass the user account control menu as well. So I will be teaching you all of these things today in these tutorials. So I'll just go ahead and start up my system. Okay. Perfect. So my Windows 7 is I already have a payload, but I would be deleting that. The reason being my IP address is not static, it is dynamic, so it keeps on changing. So why am I seeing multiple? Okay, never mind. Perfect. So I'll just go ahead and delete this as well. Okay, so the first thing that we would need to do would be to start our own social engineering toolkit. So just go ahead and type SETOOLKIT and hit enter. And once you have the social engineering, and then fourth one, creating a payload and listener, and now the IP address. So my IP address would be yesterday it was 131, I believe. Never mind. And I will be using the second one over here, that is the Windows reverse TCP meterpreter command, and so it will spawn a meterpreter shell on the victim's computer. So I'll just type 2 and I'll hit enter. We'll be using a backdoor executable, and I'll use a normal port, that is 443, and it will be created. So I'll just go ahead, and by the time it's getting copied, I'll just open my payload folder and I'll just go ahead and create a shortcut. Can we create a shortcut? Okay. Never mind. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and start the listener. And till that time, I'll just copy it and paste it over here. I will copy it, and I'll need to go ahead and turn off the defender first in order for me to do that. So I have to defender. Windows Defender, what is it called exactly? Let me check. Okay. Okay, here we have it. And I'll just go ahead and turn this off. Okay, perfect. And I'll minimize that. I'll paste it over here. Okay, I'll just copy it again and paste it over here, and I'll just cut and I'll paste it over here in Windows 7. I'm unable to copy it together, that's why. So I'll just go ahead and start it right now. Let's see. Okay, we have the session opened. So okay, and I'll just type I space 1. Perfect. So now the first thing that I would like to go ahead and do would be, I'll be showing you how we can go ahead and get access of the command prompt from over here, and we can do anything that we want over here. So I'll just go ahead and type. There are multiple ways of doing that. A simple way would be just to go ahead and type shell, and you will be able to open. But just let me check, if I want to come back to the meterpreter prompt, what would I have to do? So yep, shell, and look, wait. Check. So these are the files, these are the commands that we would be using. Most of them we would be using them today. Okay, perfect. And I'll just type shell and we have the command prompt. As you can see over here, I can do anything that I want, so I'll just go ahead and create a new file. So I'll just type, wait, what was the command to go ahead and create a text file? Let's check some of the important DOS command prompts that I would be teaching you today. So the first thing would be to go ahead and check the system information of a particular person. So in order for us to do that, just type system info and you will get all the information about that specific computer. And it should be via desktop. You should know that. You won't be able to run it from anywhere else. So as you can see, I have all the information. Test user is the username of the PC. It's a Microsoft Windows 7 and it is multi-processor OS. And it's based on a virtual platform, that's VMware, the one which I am using right now. Phoenix Technologies. Total RAM I have given it is 511. 227 is the graphic card, and this is the virtual memory size. And this is the Intel network card detail. The physical one that I have just been using to connect through VMware. After that, if I want to create a directory, I can just type mkdir and I'll just type, let's say, test. And if I go ahead and see over here, as you can see, I have the test directory. But from over here, if I want to check all the things that I have, that means I want to see all the files that are under desktop. So I'll just type dir and I will get all the files folders as well. So as you can see, this is the file resource at .zip payload.exe and the test. So I want to delete test, so I'll type rmdir and I'll type test and it's deleted. So if I type dir directory, it's not there. After that, if I want to rename a directory, I'll just go ahead and create the same directory once more and I'll type run test. I'm going to rename the directory, so I'll rename it to test to user. And if I go ahead and type dir, as you can see that the test has been converted to user over here. Then I can go ahead and use cd space period to go back, and again desktop to go cd desktop to go ahead and go in the same directory. After that, the best part over here would be to get all the once I have captured the computer of a particular person, the best thing that I would like to do would be to go ahead and get a list of all the directories that he has. Not exactly directories, but all the I'll just go ahead and add my computer over here. Okay, perfect. I feel it easy. So I have two directories over here, one CD-ROM and one floppy drive. So I want to check how much this person has. So for that, I will have to type WMIC and I'll have to type LOGICAL logical disk get name. And by doing this, I will get all the available volume names. So as you can see, I have A, C, D, and E. And if I go ahead and check over here, as you can see, A, C, D, and E. Perfect. But I still don't know which one is what, so I'll go ahead and let you know as to how we can go ahead and do that later on. So and I'd like to teach you one more thing. Let me check if I have some sample music. Perfect. So I'll just go ahead and copy and I'll just go ahead and, let's say, paste it over here on the desktop. And since I'm on desktop, let's see if I have the Kalimba mp3 over here. So let's say, for example, if I want to go ahead and start that, I can just go ahead and type start Kalimba period mp3, and as soon as I go ahead and hit enter, you should be able to listen this specific mp3 right now. Let me check. Okay, yeah, recommended settings, finish. Yeah, so as you can see that I have this music running on over here. Okay, so this is just an example as to how we can go ahead and delete do that. After that, if I want to go ahead and open a directory with a space, you may know that I'll just go ahead and rename it. I'll do one thing. I'll just go ahead and rename it from over here, rename user, and I'll name it to, let's say, I'll do one more example. Wait, I have another idea. To user space test, I'll just go and type. And if I want to go ahead and delete this directory, so I cannot just type rmdir user space test. It won't be removed. The reason being that there is a space in between, so it won't be able to go ahead and detect that automatically. So in order for us to go ahead and do that, I'll have to go ahead and type something like, let's say, for example, rmdir, and let's say, I don't know exactly how it works. Let me see. User test. The syntax of the command is incorrect. So I'll just go ahead and let me check. Okay, syntax user test. Okay, so it's unable to go ahead and detect that, as I told you. So you won't be able to go ahead and directly edit any of these files unless you have that specific name. And if you want to go ahead and view all the tasks that is running inside, so you can just go ahead and type, let me check, t task list. As you can see, these are all the things that are running on the computer right now. You may even be able to find payload if I have not, like, these are the processes. The payload is another task. If I want to kill any random task, let's say for example, which one? Okay, I have my payload over here. I don't want to disconnect that. I have the command.exe. So if I want to go and no, I won't want to close the command. Let me check if I have something else. Okay, I'll just go ahead and run this. I'll pause it, and I want to go ahead and close this. Again, I'll go ahead and type task list. And you can see we have WM player over here, and I want to go ahead and kill that specific task. So the PID for it would be 752. So I will have to type TASKKILL space / PID and the PID number. So here it is 752, and so send termination signal to the process, and let's check if it's closed. Perfect, it's closed. So that is one option of doing that. And I can also go ahead and check all the outgoing connections or all the active connections. For that, I can just type netstat and netstat. It's a very famous command, so if you have any networking background, you may already know what that is exactly. So as you can see, I have all the outgoing addresses over here, and this is my own IP address. And if you're actually going to try and hack into something, then you would not want to go ahead and any other person to go ahead and look into this, because that person is directly looking at your IP address and he may be able to trace it back to you. That is the reason. But these are just the things that I would like to teach you. And if you want to again view all these services, then you can just type net start, and as you can see, here are all the services that are running, and they are in full, unlike the previous one where I had only the exact file name that were running. Over here I have all the services that are running exactly, and along with their name and what it does exactly. So, and let's say for example, if you want to go ahead and read a text file, then I'll just go ahead and create a text file over here. Let's say I'll just include that. Let's create a simple text file. Let me test one, and I'll type, this is an awesome text file, and I'll save it. And if I want to go ahead and read the contents over here, I can type CAT and arrow, and okay, what was the name? Okay, the name was text1. So I type CAT, and I can type TEST1.txt, and okay, wait, I believe cat was the right one. Okay, abc.txt. Okay, let me check what we have over here. It was cat, or let me check. Okay, Cals clears the screen, CMD, color, copy date. Okay, delete. Okay, it was cat previously, or it is right now. I cannot see no reason why it is not supposed to work. But anyway, if you need to go ahead and gather information, then you can just go ahead and type these things, and you will be able to normally go ahead and view that. I will go ahead and check why it is not working, and I'll get back to you. And just one last thing, just in case if you're trying to kill any task and you're unable to kill that, the one which I showed you previously, such as TASKKILL and /PID, and over here the period ID number. If you, even by doing this, you are unable to go ahead and kill that specific task, then you can go ahead and type something like /F space slash, and you can type PID in capital and the PID number whichever you want to. This will go ahead and forcefully kill that task. So that's it guys, that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial I'll be teaching you more about the meterpreter commands and how they work exactly.